Welcome to my channel. Our Wealth Insights is a channel that informs, teaches and learns how artificial intelligence is changing how people work, create and make money online. My objective is to open the door to new ventures and how to achieve one's journey. Artificial intelligence, AI, is a tool that has become a global pathway practically for anyone to use to make money and earn an income. Share your feedback, click like, subscribe and comment. Thank you. Let's delve into today's video. In 2022, the United States had a gross savings rate of 17.8%, while China's was a striking 44.3%, highlighting a significant cultural and behavioral divide. Growing up in a traditional Chinese immigrant household, I witnessed firsthand how deeply ingrained values such as frugality, family responsibility, and long-term planning shaped financial habits. In Chinese culture, saving is seen not only as a means of financial security, but also as a way to honor one's family and future generations. Elders often instill a sense of thriftiness and the importance of being prepared for uncertainties, leading to a collective mindset of saving and cautious spending. These cultural influences prioritize stability over instant gratification, encouraging individuals to save rather than spend on short-term pleasures. By adopting similar principles, such as prioritizing savings, living within one's means, and focusing on long-term financial goals, individuals in any culture could enhance their financial security. Embracing such habits might reduce debt, increase wealth accumulation, and ultimately foster a more disciplined approach to personal finance, making a substantial impact on one's financial well-being over time. Paying yourself first, the cornerstone of saving. The concept of saving money is not only an afterthought in Chinese culture, rather, it is the foundation upon which financial planning is built. To adhere to the notion of paying yourself first, it is necessary to set aside a sizable amount of one's income, typically up to 50% or even more, for savings before any other expenses are taken into consideration. As a child, I was taught to develop this pattern of behavior from a very young age. Whether it was pocket money when I was in school or my first salary from a part-time job, I was pushed to think of savings as something that was non-negotiable. This strategy calls for a change of mentality on your part. Rather than spending first and saving the money that is left over, you modify your way of life such that it is compatible with the budget that is left over after you have saved. A small dwelling, the foregoing of needless frills, or the selection of transportation options that are more cost-effective are all examples of ways to accomplish this goal. What would happen if you organized your finances in this manner? How much more money would you be able to save in a year? Is it possible that it will alter your perspective on what you actually require as opposed to what you desire? The family advantage, living at home longer. There is also the cultural practice of living with several generations, which is another element that contributes to increased savings. Young people in many Chinese households continue to reside with their parents long into their 20s or 30s, and in many cases they continue to do so until they obtain a marriage license. In contrast to Western societies, where attaining independence at the age of 18 is considered a significant milestone, staying at home is considered to be both useful and financially advantageous. This strategy allows young adults to save or invest a larger amount of their income because it drastically cuts living expenses such as rent and utilities. By doing so, they are able to save more money. A strong sense of familial solidarity and shared duty is also fostered as a result of this event. Consider how much money you would have available to save if you were not required to pay for accommodation when you were just starting out in your job. Do you think you would be willing to give up some of your personal space in exchange for financial security and long-term benefits? Living with one's family does not come without its share of difficulties, of course. There is a possibility of personalities coming into conflict with one another, different routines, and the requirement to make concessions. However, the financial benefits frequently surpass these obstacles, particularly in this day and age when housing rates are surging at an alarming rate. The tradition of red pocket money. When it comes to Chinese culture, the custom of presenting red pocket money, hongbao, during holidays such as Chinese New Year is frequently the first step in the process of educating people about money management. These red envelopes, which are packed with cash, are given to children by their older relatives as a sign of good fortune. One thing to keep in mind, however, is that this money is not typically intended to be spent right away. My parents instilled in me the importance of putting away money from my pocket for the future when I was a child. There was never any encouragement to spend it. This money was typically maintained by parents and grandparents, who viewed it more as a long-term savings account than as a source of discretionary income. When you think back on your own experiences, do you remember being instructed to put up money for gifts? How might such traditions influence a child's perception of the responsibility that comes with financial matters? Not only does this technique teach delayed pleasure, which is an essential ability for achieving financial success, but it also teaches saving money. In addition to this, it strengthens the concept that money is a resource that should be carefully managed and maintained rather than thrown away. Generational sacrifice and frugal parenting. A willingness on the part of parents to make personal sacrifices for the sake of their children's future is one of the most significant features of Chinese culture. In many cases, frugality is a way of life, which is impelled by a collective objective to guarantee that the subsequent generation will have better possibilities. For example, my parents were more concerned with putting money down for my schooling and future needs than they were with spending money on luxuries for themselves. It is a monument to the collectivist spirit that is widespread in Chinese society that this cycle of sacrifice is passed down from generation to generation. In order to ensure that younger members of the family have access to quality education or a down payment for their first home, it is not commonplace for families to pool their resources. Would your life be different if your parents, or you as a parent, made sacrifices that were comparable to those that they did? Would it motivate you to pursue a lifestyle that is less extravagant for the benefit of the generations that will come after you? The role of hard work and education. Education and hard work are deeply respected pillars of Chinese culture. From a young age, children are taught the value of diligence and perseverance. In China, high school students often study for 12 hours or more a day, reflecting the cultural belief that education is the key to success. This ethic extends into adulthood, where efficiency and dedication define work habits. For instance, the rapid modernization of China's infrastructure, like building entire skyscrapers in a month, is a testament to this collective commitment. Consider this: if you worked as hard on your financial goals as Chinese students work on their studies, how far could you go? What might you achieve if you combined hard work with strategic planning? Frugality as a way of life. Frugality is not about deprivation, it's about practicality and mindfulness. Many Chinese families adopt simple living habits, such as cooking at home, saving leftovers, and finding value in every purchase. Historical periods of scarcity have shaped these behaviors, creating a culture that values resourcefulness. Even today, these habits persist. Wearing a jacket indoors instead of turning up the heat, negotiating prices, and avoiding unnecessary expenses are common practices. Reflect for a moment. Are there areas in your life where you could embrace frugality? How much could you save by making small adjustments to your spending habits? Avoiding credit and embracing cashless payments. Finally, a key difference between Chinese and Western financial habits lies in the use of credit. While credit cards dominate in North America, Chinese culture emphasizes saving for purchases rather than buying on credit. The rise of cashless payment platforms like WeChat Pay and Alipay has further minimized reliance on debt, making financial transactions seamless and debt-free. This approach encourages financial responsibility and reduces the risk of overspending. How might your spending habits change if you avoided credit cards altogether? Could adopting a cash-based or digital payment system help you regain control over your finances? Bringing it all together. The high savings rate in Chinese culture is not just a statistic, it's a reflection of deep-seated values like discipline, family support, and a focus on long-term goals. By paying themselves first, living frugally, and prioritizing education and hard work, Chinese families create a financial foundation that supports future generations. What lessons from these practices resonate with you? Could adopting even one or two of these habits make a difference in your financial life? As you consider your own relationship with money, Remember that it's never too late to cultivate habits that lead to greater stability and success. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.